Greetings! You are stuck in a train with your favourite chum. Your gaming and mobile devices have no battery. You have no pack of cards. What will you do for entertainment? Why, you would play something like this, of course. This specimen, this mere morsel of a game, is a miniature board game based on the ancient popular arcade game Gauntlet, made by the toy company Tiger in 1989. Of course, like almost all toy and game companies, Tiger became part of Hasbro in 1998. For those of you who do not know or simply forgotten, Gauntlet was a marvellous multiplayer arcade dungeon crawler from Atari, released in 1985, with various ports later being released on home consoles. The idea of the game is to find an exit on each level while fighting off hordes of monsters with your selected character, of which there are 4 to choose from. There was the warrior, the wizard, the Valkyrie and the elf, each with their own perks. You start the game with lots of energy or health points, but this is always gradually decreasing, and getting hit by enemies takes more chunks of your life points away. You could get more energy back by finding special items within the dungeon. There are also magic potions or bombs you could find that destroys all the enemies on the screen. This smart little travel game does its best to try and fit in the main aspects and gameplay of the original arcade game within its tiny little playing board, of which I am most impressed by. There was a small series of these travel games called foldaways in Europe, and I believe they were called Clicks games elsewhere around the world. They were made by Tiger Games, who were most commonly known for their handheld LCD games at the time. Now enough chit chat, let's proceed with showing the meat of the game. Now here is the lovely game, the tiny game. Foldaways, this series of games was called here in Europe, made by Tiger, but I believe they were called Clicks elsewhere around the world. Lovely. Yes. Now I'm just going to try and open it so you can see the inside. And there it is, the lovely booklet. As you know, I love a nice flat booklet. Just put that down for 1 second, and it's a very simple booklet. It just describes the rules of the game, which I will explain to you. If we just put that to one side now, and if I just pull out this magnetic Connect board, very cleverly put away there, folded within. Now I've just got to fold it out. It is a travel game after all. It needs to, if I can just reach the last board, excuse me. There we are. Excellent. And there is the game board. Now if we just look to the top of the game, you can see some numerical roller counters where you set your health points and keep them up to date. And there you can see the dice in there in the clear window, and the dice flicker where you push down to flick the dice and they handily stay within the game without rolling onto the table. You would normally set your health counters to 20 points at the start of the game, but more about that later. Now I must take out these magnetic board counters so I can show you the game. Excuse me. For God's sake. And here is the lovely little game with the magnetic counters on the board, although I am missing a red counter that should go on the potion chart on the right. But as I was saying earlier, you start the game with 20 health points each, and the idea... this game does have balance issues. Here we are. The idea of the game is to make it through levels 1, level 2, level 3, which is the magic treasure room, and level 4, and take the magic orb. And as you can see, there are various images on various tiles. Some will take away more energy, and others will add energy. And level 3 is slightly different. You don't start with 20 health points in this level. There is an exit to get to level 4, which changes depending what you roll on the white die. The red die doesn't come into it on this level. And then once you reach the exit, you can get to level 4. But if you die on level 4, you will go back to level 3. So let's just pretend to start a new game here. I will flick the dice like so, and I've rolled a 3 on the white die and nothing on the red die. So I'll move forward 3 spaces, but I'll also take away 3 health points. Like the game, you constantly lose energy, so whatever number you roll, you take away from your health points. And as you can see, there are a few images on tiles here. Here is a bomb. If you land on a bomb or potion, you add it to your bomb or potion counter, of which you can then use to nullify the effects of the ghost square or an opponent's square, of which you would be minus 3 health points. So with the first 2 levels, you start off with 20 health points. You reset the counter to 20 once you get to level 2. Whilst you could use your bombs to nullify the effects of the negative tiles. So once you make it to the exit of level 2, you then come to the magic treasure room, or level 3, where every time you roll the die, you add the number to your health points, as it doesn't reset back to 20 once you reach this level. And the number you rolled is also where you put the exit. It changes every time you roll. So if you manage to get your counter to the exit, you then warp to level 4, where you try and get to the magic orb and win the game. But if you die in level 4, you go back to the treasure room to get more health points to go back to level 4 and try and win the game again. And I believe I forgot to say or mention what the red die does. If you roll a ghost icon, you get an additional -1 health points. If you roll the food icon, you get +2 health points. So that is the so very tiny board game that is Tiger's Foldaways or Clicks Gauntlet. I must say, it is very frustrating to play. There seems to be a balance issue when playing this on a tabletop. I believe if you were playing this on a train or an aeroplane, the slightest bit of turbulence will collapse this game on your fingers. Although the aesthetics of this game pleases me, it is too tiny for its own good and very frustrating to play. I would mark this game 6 out of 10. Goodbye.